podcast live on YouTube. Here we go, our incredible host, the Untethered Muse.
Hello everyone! Congratulations for rising the fuck above, like I always say. Today it's fucking Sunday, man. Or no, it's Saturday still.
It's still Saturday.
Motherfucking
Well,
Saturday.
actually, it's
20.
hard to believe how fast the summer's going.
I
Hard to
totally
believe.
thought that today all day was Sunday, but congratulations, all you beautiful souls, you beautiful motherfuckers out there for rising the fuck above and making it through another day wherever you are, whatever that looks like. We together we rise. Thank you, Brian, for being here. We're doing it again, a podcast again. So yeah, we're here we go. And what do we want to talk about today, Brian?
Today we're talking about a few things. One is about the Black Lives Matter and the White Lives Matter and how that all got mixed up and corrupted and promoted and legalized and all kinds of things about it. And then we're going to mix up family within that.
Who knows how it turned out? I mean, we kind of just wrap it out. Like I say, we kind of talk, we flow, we go with the flow. And but I wanted to keep it with current events. That's what I was trying to say when we were talking before. And what's happening right now. And the reason why I wanted to bring this up is because I had this idea before. It doesn't even matter. The idea is so stupid, I feel, if you don't have a purpose behind it, but white lives matter. Okay. It is a big thing, and there's two radio hosts. I'm not gonna go into it, but if you follow the fucking news or current events or entertainment tonight or ET, whatever the fuck you do, there are two African American males that just patent white lives matter. And Kanye, I was told, because I wanted to do an art piece based on white lives matter, and I was talking about it with a couple of people of color around where I live, and they're like, I don't know if you should do that, it's gonna bring so much because of where I live. It depends on, it's like where I live is probably not the best place to do it, but me, I'm just like, who gives a fuck? It's just art, let people bash me or whatever. But why, I was always that idea, like, why is it that everyone gets to say Black Lives Matter, but we can't say White Lives Matter, right? That was my whole thing. And the purpose behind that is because we matter too, right? There wasn't, and there's no, if we don't have, it's like equality for me. That's why I always say together we rise, one love, whatever.
You should
But
patent all lives matter.
I don't want to that. It should not be a patent. That's the thing. Now the
Well, you
reason
could
why
patent.
these,
We in America, you're allowed to patent any phrase you want.
yeah, absolutely, I agree. You can do whatever the fuck you want, but this is so, I feel, racist, actually. And the purpose behind these two guys doing it was because Kanye actually did it. And Kanye has a voice of his own. I never really liked Kanye. We talked about it before, blah blah blah. But Kanye, to each their own. And he's not afraid to speak his truth, man. And he does it first. And people are like, I don't want, that's the whole reason why they got the patent. And I'm just like, that's their purpose, because they want to take an artist. He's an artist. Everyone, musicians are artists, okay? Musicians are artists. They have an open mind, a lot mentally, they have mental illnesses, and they use music or art just to get that shit out. And they're basically telling him, nope, we got this, motherfucker. Your mental illness, fuck you, right? It's like, I don't understand. Like, there's no purpose. And so I just want to talk about that. What do you feel about what's happening right now? That
Well,
patent.
I mean, he can still wear it. He just can't make money off of it.
It's about the
You know,
money,
he's
right?
he can still. And here's a
If he wanted to make money, don't you think that he would patent it? He's made
well
billions of dollars, but he didn't think like that. He was
well
thinking about all the lives matter, so he did it based on that. And
yeah
these two men, I was gonna be really upset, did it based on the simple fact of money.
yeah well yeah that's why they usually do it, because of money. But here's what's legally complicated about all this, and when at the end of the day, it don't really fucking matter because I can still live in the United States, but set up a shop in Russia, business, but I can start it over here, and I could still sell that, even though it's patented in the US. I can sell it from over there, and people can buy it from the United States in Russia, and it's perfectly legal. So to me, none of this, it doesn't even make much
It
sense,
doesn't
or I
make
don't even
sense.
give a fuck because technically our legal system is only good within our country, and that's it. That's it.
But it's not even about the legality of the whole situation. It's about what the fuck, why? Why does it have to be BLM, Black Lives Matter? Why does someone have to patent White Lives Matter? First of all, motherfuckers, you are not black, okay? You are brown. And I'm not going to say that I am not a racist. I have a lot of African American friends. The first person to ever, Martin Luther King. It was before that. But he never said Black Lives Matter. He said African American lives. One, we all he like made it like what did he say? Do you remember his speech? What would it look like? Something I read it today. But it never like pointed out just an individual because it's like African American, right?
Well, that's
And
because it's so easy to manipulate and promote things like this now and make money off of it with social media. That's why these people do it. I mean, look at the lady that was in charge of Black Lives Matter. She made herself rich. She bought a mansion, and then
Alicia
she and then
Gaines.
she left the organization.
Yeah. Yeah, there were actually 3 women that were involved in in the Black Lives Matter movement in 2013. I did my fucking research. But this chick, Alicia Gaines or Graves or something like that, she she is actually she is mixed. She is what is considered if you check a ballot Caucasian and African American. And what she did is she did this movement in 2013 and she was born in 1981. I'm just saying that for a reason. It's like she's basically saying that her white culture that you call it, people call it white, but fuck you to she's Jewish. She's basically being like, nope, this Black Lives Matter more than the Jews went to Holocaust or some shit, right? Like what is all that about? Like I just don't. The other 2 women, I mean, they have a movement, they have something more than that. They have a purpose uh for doing what they're doing. And they actually speak about it on their websites. But I don't understand if you are half, if you're mixed, like we all are, we're all mutts. We all come from different fucking the milkman, the fucking I don't know, donut man.
I'm mixed. I'm
Yeah,
mixed.
like yeah, like I don't even
I'm
know.
like I'm like German and a little bit of
Yeah. I'm
Polish
Cherokee, I'm like yeah, I'm all the things,
and
right?
a little bit of Irish and a little bit of, and I'm mostly Slovenian,
Yeah.
and I'm a mutt.
Yeah, like I'm met everybody is mixed. They're like Indian, everyone's mixed and they're all of a sudden, why does it have to be this way? I know that I always say don't ask the question why, but at the same time, this movement, when it was started, you're basically taking history and slapping it in the face and saying, you know what? You weren't right. Now we're going to change it and we're going to make it our own. And guess what? My kids get to fucking be raised in this mess, black and white. We're not even black and white. Have you ever painted like a black paint on white canvas or, black paint on white? We are not that color. Okay.
And
And
social media makes it worse.
it's so bad for society. Our history, like we've actually declined from history. Like we've been like this.
Yeah, we did. It's
This
actually worse now, and it's not even about racism now. It's more about making money off the thought of making people believe that it's about racism.
Right. But it's totally racist when an African American, it's like, what are you proving? What are these 2 radio hosts fucking proving? What is the point? I get it, the money, right? I get it. They're basing it off Kanye or
They're
whatever.
following the money, the money, the money.
It's not cool though, right? That's how people get killed. That's how,
You're
this
right.
is what
You're right.
we're coming to. This is what's happening right now. Now that 2 African American men did this patent, I guarantee you there's going to be something, if not, like, people are just sitting back and going, oh, that's cool. No, man, like, I don't believe it. I do not believe in what is happening right now with this whole movement that someone made up that didn't even live in that era, right? To say that Black Lives Matter, because you are not, there is no such thing as white or black, hands down. And I will say
And
that
that's
through and through. I actually am, I mean, my blood's kind of, I mean, no one's fucking black, man.
well, that's why the term colored became
Mm-hmm.
colored in the past, because we're all made of colors.
Yeah.
We're all different colors.
Reading Rainbow.
But once they figured out that they can make money off of this racism, they went with it, and they still going with it. You know.
And that's also, you have, I mean, it's not like society is making it easy for people, right? It's all about the money. You got to pay rent, you got to pay this, you got to pay that, so you're going to do anything and everything you got to do to make the money. But what's happening is I'm sitting here like with a young child, like my son or other kids around here, and I'm just going, this is what they're being taught. Like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, what happened to one love? One love, like one heart, like let's come
Greed,
together and
greed,
be
greed
happy.
happened. Greed happened. I mean, look at Detroit. Every day,
Yeah.
10,
Yeah.
20, 30 people, black people, get shot,
And
shooting each other every single day, and constantly the uh, the sheriff in charge is saying, why are we doing this to each other? Because the majority of that area, the bad parts of Detroit, are all black, and all they do is constantly kill each other. And the
yeah,
sheriff's constantly on the radio every day. Why are we doing this to each other? Every day he's saying the same thing. When is this going to stop? Every single day it goes on. I listen to it on the radio.
people need to understand we are all the same. If you were to take our fucking, rip us open, right? It's just like a thin layer of it's not even like, it's just a thin layer, right? And it's not, we are all the same. We come from the same place. We might come from a different country. But dude, like, why are you representing something when you didn't even live in that fucking era? Hands down. And you're changing it from someone that has his own day. Martin Luther King Jr. was a fucking great man. And he spoke of Americans. These other 2 women that are on the Black Lives Matter movement, they call themselves American, right? And that's what it's all about. Like, we're all the same. I find it really demeaning to, if you are of mixed cultures like I am, and Brian is, or if you're, brown and I don't know, vanilla flavored or fucking caramel, whatever the fuck. It's not even white and black, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm
let's,
vanilla.
yeah, I mean, it's caramel or whatever, like pistachio or fucking, I don't know, peaches and cream or something. Like, come on. But it's like, it's so degrading to me, and I feel that it had to just be brought to the attention, because it's this is the era. I have kids that are growing up in this era, and I just think it's fucking bullshit. Martin Luther King said, all African American motherfuckers, Black Lives Matter. Get the fuck out, and you're not even black, bro.
Get the fuck out. Get the
And
fuck
white
out.
lives matter. I'm not fucking white, dog. I'm fucking peaches and creamy.
We see through you, Black Lives Matter. Get the fuck out.
And if you're African American, what is your point? That's basically slapping us in the face, going, fuck it, that's slaving. I'm sorry. Are you, we're slaves to you now? Like, am I a slave now to the African American culture, because now African American, 2 of them decided to get this patent. Now I'm a slave because I'm a cracker? Oh, a saltine cracker. Don't forget it.
I'm a saltine.
I don't know. I had to speak my truth about that. I feel that it's fucking fucked up. I don't feel that it's done for the proper reasons, and people's ethics behind what they're doing is absolutely immoral, and like, or is that even the right word to say? I think it's motherfucking wrong, okay? I don't think that it's right, and I think that it's fucked up. And if you think that it's cool that you have this fucking patent now like White Lives Matter, it doesn't exist. White and black lives, we're all matter. Science says we are all matter. Brian, are we matter?
We are all matter.
I don't
We are
know.
all made up of matter. 90% water, you know.
90% water.
Or is it a 98%? Something like that.
I don't know. Are you right?
98% water.
And we're stardust. I don't know. We're kind of jumping
And we're
back.
stardust.
I'm
Stardust
even trying to.
Stardust are made up of the same matter as ourselves.
Ugh. We
I
all
mean,
fucking matter.
I don't know
Actually,
why. If
hold the
people only
phone.
study just a little bit of science of how we're made up, because all the elements and the nutrients that are made up in the universe, like copper, aluminum, they're also inside your body and in your bloodstream, because
Mercury, yeah.
and phosphorus and potassium, because
No.
you're part of the universe. That's what makes life possible. And it don't matter what color you are, you're the same, made up of the same
We're
universe.
all the
So
motherfucking
if
same, man.
everyone understood that, and instead they're like on this, they have like a mental block of reality of what we actually are, and they only see what they see on TV or what's being promoted to make money, and then they run with it. Some of these people run with it, like they start wearing all these Black Lives Matter shirts, and they start calling white people crackers all the time now, and then because they think they're on some movement, but it's all fictitious and bullshit. It's
I
all
took
just
a picture with one of my neighbors with Black Lives Matter. I think it was when it first went down. I don't know, maybe it was like a couple years ago. He lives down. I don't know if you remember that picture, but I did take a picture, and I thought it was like, okay, cool. I didn't know any better, right? It's because of the
well,
stigmas that I was taught
yeah.
growing up. It's like, oh, well, black and white, that's just what we were taught growing up. But as I'm growing, as I'm learning to do my own research, or just kind of look at things in a more compassionate, loving, trying to understand it better, and for my son most importantly, is I'm learning more about it. And it's how I grew up. It's how most of these people grew up, is why this is happening right now. It's this stigma based around it. What your parents say goes, how you're supposed to fucking live goes, what you can and cannot do goes. And now we're fucking, here we are. We just took history and fucking did like this, fuck you motherfuckers. Now we're gonna,
Yeah.
because of everything, because of this domino effect, and now we're just fucked. Like
They've been fucking up history for years.
it's fucking really sad that we have to um figure out life with people, with other humans that give us the wrong, that are lazy. Is, I don't know, I'm gonna let Brian talk, because I just, I like the stigma, like, based around it. That's where it comes from. It comes from how we grow up, what we think we know and what we don't know, and we based it on one person and their ideas, and they were here and they were, you know what I mean.
We need a civil war. We really do. Because when we
Right?
had wars all the time
Yeah.
inside our own country, and then
Yeah.
sacrificing our fathers and our brothers and our sons to go off to war for World War I and World War II and all these, we actually appreciated life again and the people around us. And the problem now is people don't appreciate their own country, let alone their neighbors.
That's a fucking fact right there. That's 100% a fact.
And we need to get back to that because you if anything, you have to support where you live in your own country, because if you don't, guess what's going to happen, you dumbasses out there? Another country is going to take our country over, and then guess what? They're going to control you from now on, and you're going to follow their rules or die. That's the way it is.
Treat people, what do they say? Love thy neighbor as thy, what is that saying? Or treat people how you'd want to be treated, something like that. And especially neighbors, like your closest neighbor, it could be next door, it could be in another state, it could be in another country. You need to respect everyone because you never know who is who. And if you do not respect one another and get to that, we are together, we will be like this, one love and happiness, and just kind of like, come together as one, just to live life calmly and no chaos. If you can't do that, people get shot every day, nuclear bombs go off, and fucking, that's how, Pearl Harbor it's like we're not respecting Adolf Hitler. We can go back in history way back, and it's respect me or I'm gonna fucking, and it's like that now. It is like that, absolutely based off of, but it's not even based off history. It's based off what our parents are teaching us, right? And humanity has become so lazy to uh not look into it more, to teach their kids that this is not how you want to live. This is, this isn't right. And yeah, so
100% correct. And I like how you keep using the word lazy, because that's so true nowadays. People are so fucking lazy when it comes to so many things. My God, me and my neighbor talk about this all the time.
yeah.
We grew up fixing, working with our hands. Anything that went wrong, we did it ourselves. And these lazy motherfuckers now, they don't even know how to change oil in their own car, let alone repair a flat or put a new starter on or a muffler or something on their
Yeah.
car. And it's like, my God, people, I don't
I
know.
dated a guy like that. I think you know who I'm talking about. I'm not going to say the name. I love to get my hands dirty. Like, if you see my hand, they're not very like nice, because I do it with my hand. Like my rings I make with my hands.
Hell,
I
you were
did
putting
go
air
to
in your own tires yesterday.
I did put air. I had to go to 2 different places, but whatever. I didn't give a fuck. Like, I like working with my hands because, like, what my uncle taught me a while when I was in high school or whatever, how to change a timing belt, how to change your tire, how to drive in the snow. Like, I was taught these things, and I'm dating people that like don't know how to hammer a fucking nail into a wall, and I'm just like,
Unbelievable.
are you
Unfucking
fucking
believable.
insane? Like, it takes like one like I'm scared. Or they can't lift a table. They're like groaning and, oh my god, it's so, bro. Like, I love doing it, and the reason why I like doing it with my hands is because it's more. I don't know. It just makes me feel like I'm bringing worth to this world, right? Like
Plus,
I'm giving
plus it
back.
plus
Yeah.
it builds that independence.
Yeah.
Like, you're able to, not only are you able to take care of yourself if something happens and you're alone. Let's say you drove out to the Nevada or Arizona desert and you broke down and you're all by yourself. Well, guess what? And you don't have no phone or no cell
Yeah.
coverage. Well, guess what? You're able to do that and fix it yourself because you're independent.
Yeah.
When some
And
of
I
these
have
jackasses would be on the road crying, probably.
for real. And I'm a single mom, so my son, he's a boy, and I don't have a man in his life. So I'm like, fuck that. Like, you know what? Let's get dirty. Let's do it. Like, I don't care. Like, let's learn how to do it. I'll even YouTube it, or do, like, we always say, the research, it's easy to look up the instructions and read them. And it's everything is doable, but it's how we were taught. It's about getting out of that train of thought in order to change uh uh what is being, what is happening right now. It's like, I don't know. I'm always looking for a way to change, uh break the cycle, although sit on the merry-go-round. I don't sit and spin, but I sit on the merry-go-round and go round and round and round. But I'm
Sit and
always
spit.
looking for like a different way, and it might take me a couple, but fuck, don't be lazy, Brian. Brian's not lazy.
Exactly. Don't be lazy.
And
Don't be
and
lazy.
what
If
about the
you're
parents?
lazy,
How did your parents affect you? Like, did they affect you in the way? Like, did they teach you about I mean, or African American? Like, did they use any of that terminology when you were growing up?
my grandfather was really I don't want to say he was racist, but
My phone.
they grew up they grew up in a really bad part of Cleveland, the city
Mm.
of Cleveland. So they were around real black people
What is
where
what is a real black person?
well I'm talking from the point of his view
Okay,
right now
okay,
where
gotcha.
he would say where cuz he could talk to an African American person that came to our door and be perfectly fine with that person and talk to him like a human being because he judged the person by their character, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
but especially when he got drunk, his thoughts came back from where he grew up in the city of Cleveland and how some of these black people they would throw bottles at them walking down the street or driving past in their car. They would try to smash the bottles in front of their car and flatten their tires. And so when he got drunk, he would always say racial things about those people from the past. A lot of times when he was like watching TV or something, and it
Yeah,
wasn't always just about black people. It was about Japs. He would always call Japs from when he was in the war.
yeah. The
It
PTSD.
was every nationality, not just blacks. It was every nationality.
Yeah.
I mean, and most of these would always come out when he was drinking, but those were feelings
Mhm.
from the characters that he met. So you can't really say it's racist because he was judging those people by their actions and the character that they portrayed,
That is not
on him
racist.
growing up.
Yeah, that's not racist. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, there was never really, you know, that's probably as bad as it got. I mean, there was, we never, nobody in my family really, we treated everybody like human beings. I mean,
Yeah, my family was not like that. Well, where I grew up, like we grew up ranches and horses and shit, and I had there are my family. They're really fucking racist, and it was really bad. It was like really bad. Like I would hear things, and I never like that. That's why I was so afraid. As I grew older, I wasn't able to like you
when
know
you heard things, did you believe them back then or?
I did not believe them. But what happened is I was so afraid of being something different like I am today to my family because I knew that they would like disown me like straight off the gate, like straight off the bat.
Yeah.
And so what I did is I was this person that I didn't want to be because for that simple fact is that I knew, man, that they would be like, "You're fucking whack, dude. Like get the fuck out of our family. You're done, man. You're cut." And
And
it
let's
happens, it happens. But they were so I was just like, "What the fuck? Like, what? They're really cool." Like, I remember I had a best friend in elementary school. Her name was Cheryl, and she was African American, and she was one of my I broke my wrist I was trying to skip like 5 bars on the monkey bars, like fucking in this, and I dude, and this chick, you know what? She was the nicest person, warmest. I think she's the first female I actually had sexual encounters with. But was an African American, but they're actually like not like the fucking V to the V, like the scissor kind, you know. But yeah, like this. Anyways, but she was very kind, and but my I could I she wasn't allowed like at my birthday parties or like And if so, she would just feel. I just felt like I could not.
Oh, she wasn't allowed?
I don't remember her. I was going through some pictures because I went through my storage, and I didn't see her in any of my pictures. Actually, I saw
How
her.
many African Americans did you have at your school?
I lived in I went to downtown San Diego. I went to a Presbyterian school. It was a private school. And I only remember her. Maybe not even like, I don't know, less than 5, or I mean less than 10. Let's just say less than 10. Not that many, and then as I went on, it was like the culture kind of was taught to me that it was bad, gang banging and all that shit. And then I was raped when I was younger by 2 African American men. I actually am gonna change. I'm gonna really work on it. That's why I keep saying it. I'm not gonna say black anymore because it's just not. It doesn't make sense to me. But I'm gonna work on that. But I was raped by 2, and so I was terrified, like, because that was the stigma that I was given, and but at the end of the day, like, it could have been two Caucasian men. You know what I mean? And but what happens is that I was taught my whole life that it's bad. Compton, city of Compton, you know what I mean? Like all the music videos and shit, and all the gangbangers and all the fucking West Coast fucking riders and Bloods and Crips and shit like that. Like we're all yeah. So but at the end of the day, as I don't even know if I answered your question. I think I did, but it's just like I've been tortured by this my whole life, and I just feel yeah, different today. Did I answer your question?
You did.
Very thoroughly, right?
Very thoroughly.
I actually thought that Afro. See, I keep saying it, right? The word black. You're not black. African Americans. When I was raped, I thought that I never. I was so afraid of that culture because I thought that that's all they were about. And so I was terrified, and not that I didn't get along with them. Like I would talk, but they were so like strong. Like even the fucking females, man, African American females are the fucking strongest badass bitches. They like fucking speak their truth and whatever. I'm like, what? But I was just terrified after that, and today I see it differently. Obviously, that's why I'm talking about it. How do you feel about the blacks? I mean African Americans.
How do I feel about them?
Yeah, I mean, did you have any like struggles with them when you were growing up?
Um, a little bit, not much, but
Mm.
like a few times I've I've been called cracker by white women or black women, but I think they were mentally ill. I don't know. It was like in a facility I was going to,
Yeah.
and I would walk in there, and this black lady would always shout out cracker, when I walk in, and the receptionist would be yelling at her, and so I don't know if she was mentally ill or she was just
What is
really.
that? What does cracker even mean? Like
It's
what
the
is
racist. It's the racist term of nigger. So it's the
like
reversal.
Negro that they call it cracker? Like a
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, that's their word for being racist.
so
But
they're allowed to call us crackers, but we're not allowed to call them
you
what they
are.
are.
This is. You're allowed to call them whatever you want. This is America. So whoever says you can't, doesn't understand where you live.
I mean, I've
But
done it. I've
but
looked someone in their face, and said that word because I said you can't call me that if I can't call you. You know what I mean? Like
yeah. But
but
I
you,
I
yeah.
it didn't bother me because I just immediately assumed
You want to say
she
hi?
was mentally ill, or plus she was really old. And I
Ron,
see when
there's
you come
Aiden. Say
from
hi on my podcast. Live on podcast. There's Aiden. He's going to bed.
Aiden.
Say hi.
Aiden, you're live
Hi,
on the
Ron.
Untethered
Listen,
Muse
I'm gonna be on.
podcast.
Hi.
Hi.
How
That's
you
my
doing?
son. I let him. How are you doing, honey?
Oh, good.
You are live right now. Say
Hello.
hello to the world.
Hi.
Say hello, world.
Hello, world.
Hi.
I love you. He's all here. He's all turning around. I love you, baby. I love you. That was my son, by the way. That was
That
Rob.
was cool.
So back to the question at hand, like what were you saying about the cracker part?
Yeah, this it didn't really bother me because especially this old lady that's probably mentally ill, I can put myself back in her time period where she grew up and how she perceives people that she might have ran into. And I can understand her point of view of how she must have been treated back then. And so it didn't really bother me, and I just kind of ignored it. And but the receptionist was like screaming at her, and like, you can't be talking that way and this and that. But it didn't bother me, but I'm just telling you about it because it's something that happened
Yeah.
in my life that was kind of, and it happened over and over every time I walked in. But
Yeah.
another moment I had was this me and me and a friend were walking into McDonald's one day. This was I don't know if you know where Ashtabula County is. It's in Ohio. It's a
Mm-mm.
really bad city. And we walked into this McDonald's one night. It was probably a weekend. I was probably 18, 19. And there was a bunch of African American guys in there, big guys.
Mhm.
And we were just walking up to them and trying to walk through them to go order something to eat. And this big, huge black dude takes my neck and like tries to lift me up. Didn't even say anything, just grabbed my neck and tried to lift me up, by my head. And I'm like grabbing his arm and I'm pushing him off me. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? And I think they were really drunk, but they were like saying all kinds of racial slurs and shit like this and causing all kinds of fucking trouble inside this McDonald's. But that was another moment that got pretty tense with
Yeah, it's
some
almost
black
like
people.
I remember when I don't know if I've shared this before, but my husband did crack cocaine, and it was a big thing here, and it's huge in Cali. Some parts aren't as bad, but I used to go to hotel rooms, and every time I'd walk in a hotel room, I used to like chase him down. When Aiden was like a baby, like he'd be in the backseat of my car, cruise down the 78 like Vista Oceanside, just looking for my husband in these hotel rooms, and he's always be with these African American bitches, man. And I'd be like, damn, man, like what do they have that I don't got? You know what I mean? And so I stigmatize like crack cocaine based, and I base it on that culture. Like it has to come from them. Like they're so
Yeah.
dirty, they're so fucking it's like that's and at the end of the day, I'm just like, I don't know. He was high. When I take a look at it and I'm healthier to realize that like he was just high, like he didn't know. Still, what he likes someone of color, cool. It's not that big of a deal. But I would sit there and say crack cocaine comes from black people. It is bad. Stay the fuck away, because that's what I was taught when I was growing up. And at the end of the day, not all African Americans are bad, and it's not, I mean, I don't know.
Well, here's the problem with it. It's their genetics. They're more susceptible to do crack cocaine and marijuana and all these drugs and fall from the problems that they cause. And that's why cities like Detroit, where I live, are, I mean, I can do a live and go down the fucking street and you'll see all these houses burned down, boarded up, trash everywhere. they're crack houses, they're this houses, they're that houses, and there's thousands of them all over Detroit
Because we're
because,
missing the point.
and it's all because of this problem,
Mhm. It's
that
all
very problem.
based off of like, well, it's not even it's based off of the stigma. So the whole world is coming to this place where we are what is it called? We are singling out people. And so when we single out people, when you vote for whatever, it's like singling out these people and they don't have any place to go because now you're singling them out because they're now black, right? Now they're crackheads. Now they're not even mentally ill. It's like it's singled out to a point where um there's no hope for that. And I feel that that's the whole like wraparound about I think this podcast is that this has gotten so fucking fucked up that we are losing sight of what the purpose uh is. Um and I feel what that purpose is like Bob Marley, like the Doors, like the Beatles, like if you go back way Led Zeppelin, it's like we are missing the whole freedom to be one love and love everybody for who they are and not judge them. Yes, are some people sicker than others? Yes, but you still have to give them, and I'm gonna cry, you still have to give them the same love and compassion because it's not their fault. It's how they grew up and
Well,
we're basing it, we're pointing the finger like it's fucking you, man. It's fucking you. You fucking did. No, man, it's not me, okay? I'm trying to figure out a way to not be this way. This is all I know. And it breaks my heart because it's gotten to this point where these two individuals had to do the patent. I just feel it's the whole world has gone. We've lost sight of all of what has happened from Pearl Harbor to World War II to fucking I mean even and beyond Ronald Reagan, Nixon, Carter, fucking pieces of shit, motherfucker. Like you know what I mean? Like we just lost sight. We're all here because we have a purpose. Like we live on this beautiful fucking planet and we get to be here. And it's not that you see every day another planet having life on it or experiencing that and I people are losing. I know it's deep, but people are losing the whole like purpose of life. And anyways, I got all emotional.
yeah, they definitely are, and not only that, they're getting clouded and preoccupied and confused and misguided and mistaught, misled. And part of what you said, I have to disagree with because people also have to take accountability for who they are and what they do, because we are human beings. We have the mind to do and to become and to create and make our lives anything we want. I don't care how bad your parents were or how they taught you or
Yeah.
what they did or if they
Wow,
played on their iPhone all day and they let you sit in the mud. Eventually you can say to yourself, okay, my parents were shit, but I don't have to be this way and live on drugs the rest of my life, or look at myself as a victim and a piece of shit. You don't have to look at yourself that way because you're not. You can become anything you want. Just because your parents didn't care about you enough, that doesn't mean you don't have to care about yourself. And that's the
yeah, I mean,
problem. That's the
yeah,
problem in Detroit. They follow this pattern of my family didn't love me. I had no dad. My dad left. My mom's on the fucking iPhone
I
all
feel
day,
that. Yeah,
and the kids are out selling drugs all day. And
yeah.
but you don't have to stay on that pattern. You do not.
No, no. And that's I try and break that with that's what I'm trying to do for Aiden and me. It's been hard. I've always played the victim mentality until I didn't. I no longer say I'm not a victim. I have a choice. But there is that line where you don't have a choice anymore. There is those people. There are other people that do take advantage of the weak, and it's hard to get out of a situation. But at the end of the day, everyone is their own individual person, no matter where you come from. And everyone has the capability to get the fuck out of it, because I spoke about it on our last podcast. I did, the psychedelic. I literally, like, I mean, people who have done ayahuasca, whatever, you're dying. If you're getting beaten up that fucking bad, or you're in a situation that fucking bad, I now know that I am capable of getting out of any situation that I put myself into. And that's only because I was willing to go to any length to see that, right? But like, that showed me that yes, you are right, Brian. And and I feel that, but there is a point, some people just aren't there, like, mentally, emotionally there, and I wasn't there until I pulled myself out of it. Like, I'm capable of getting out of it thanks to people that help me, but um it's a hard line, but to each their own. I don't know what to say about that. Everyone has a choice. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like,
It is a hard line, because that's why you see so many homeless people in Detroit, because someone, not only society might have told them they were shit, but their
yeah,
own family.
yeah.
And when you hear that your whole life, some of
Whole life.
those people don't have the strength to break out of that, and that's why they live on the corner every night trying to beg for
And
money.
well, I mean, there's nobody like you. Nobody's talking about that part. No one's
And
saying
here,
that it's fucked off. No one's saying that, yeah, I get you. I understand where you're at, homie. Like, I will go down to Oceanside Beach and I will talk to people, because that's all they need, right? A fucking sweatshirt, a fucking toothbrush, a comb, whatever the fuck, and sit there and talk with them. But that's all they need. They need to be understood. Like, I understand that part. But also, there are resources out there that you are capable of getting, free resources in every
free,
state, in every county, in
million
every,
resources, million
guys
resources.
need them. Like, Brian, we both can do it, and help you. But it's just people, but they get to that mental, and I've been there, that mental state where they're just like, I want to fucking, or I give up, man. You know what I mean? And I get
Yeah,
that feeling, I get that part of it. But there's buts. You are capable. Anybody is capable of rising the fuck above, and you are strong. People are fucking strong, man. People, our souls are strong. Remember, you're just in this fucking, like, what is this? An avatar. Your soul is the most powerful thing in the world. You are the most
you are
powerful.
in the most sophisticated machine in the universe, which is this body that can do
Yeah.
anything you want it to do.
Yeah. But you have to be willing to accept the fact that it's gonna feel like shit. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna suck ass. And it's gonna take some humbling to ask for fucking rides, or ask for a job, or ask for fucking water or food or fruit, or fucking pick fucking sandwiches out of a trash can. It's gonna take fucking work, but like, um it is possible. And but it takes people to go out and talk to people like that, and it's a whole other topic. But at the end of the day, like, what I wanted to do today was bring to you, the point is that what is happening right now with this whole White Lives Matter fucking patent is bullshit. Kanye West is his own person. He has a mental illness, as most of us do, and he healed himself through music. And when he lost his mom was his number one fan, and now his kids are, and you guys are people are taking away that from him. He's worked his ass off. He's doing the best that he can. He's making more money than these two motherfuckers that want to take him out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And they're making him lose. Motherfuckers, he has fucking 5 kids. Like, he has a mental illness, and people are trying to uh, take that away from his hard work that he did on his own raps, his own feelings, his emotions, his to each their motherfucking own. And what is happening in this world, Black Lives Matter, White Lives Matter, is completely fucked off. and I had to current event. You know, it makes me sad that people are like that are selfish like that. That's fucked
Yeah,
up.
there's a lot of people like that. I mean, jealousy, you know.
I'm actually gonna say their names real quick because I have to. And how do you feel like about? We're gonna wrap it up, but if there was one thing that you about this whole topic, Black Lives Matter, this whole patent on White Lives Matter, what is your take on it, and what would you tell people? Like, I don't know.
What would
Ready?
I tell
Yeah.
people?
Yeah, like what is your like this whole, like, what is your conclusion on it? If you had to give a conclusion.
Well, my
Or whenever, yeah.
my outlook on it
But
is a little bit different than yours. Like you're more upset about the what they're doing and how they're doing it. I see it as I see this all the time with people, so I see it as what it really is, and they're doing it. They're doing it to promote themselves, their name, and to make money off of it.
selfish.
And
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, yeah, it's selfish. That's what it is. And so many people do the same thing in so many different scenarios with all kinds of things that I just see it over and over again. And this is just another one of those things. And
But he's
you know,
destroying fucking life. They're destroying one person's life that has worked his whole entire life, that has built this life for his kids. They
but
are ruining
they
it.
won't succeed. I mean, Kanye's he's got
He's lost everything. He's losing everything.
yeah, but he could rebuild it. I mean,
Yeah, he's strong enough to rebuild. I trust.
he's
I believe
strong
it.
enough to rebuild. He's pretty, even though he might have some mental mishaps, he's pretty intelligent in different
Yeah,
ways to recoup. Obviously, he's made all kinds of money doing that, so I wouldn't worry about him.
it's like, why don't people just fucking get their own fucking shit?
Yeah,
Do your own shit.
exactly,
Find your own
exactly.
motherfucking purpose.
Yeah,
You know what I
people.
mean? Stop
Well, that's
fucking
the
thinking
thing.
that you're fucking better than everyone else. No
That's
one is
the thing.
better.
People,
Yeah.
they they like to they like to make money and promote themselves and leech off other people instead of like doing their own thing. I have a hard time understanding that. Like,
Me
how can
too.
you go out of your way to hate somebody and then make money off it? I mean, that's what these far left news programs do every day. And it's
They
like
do.
I would shoot myself if I was ever working on CNN. I'd shoot myself because
I actually, CNN's not bad. I don't follow
CNN's
CNN.
really bad.
I don't know. You know more than I do. But the guys that I wanted to say their names, because it's Ramses Ja and Quentin Ward. They are the hosts of the Civic Cipher. It's a radio show based out of Phoenix, Arizona. Born and raised. Born, not raised. But I Ramses Ja and Quentin Ward. And I have to say that because I just think that, and maybe this podcast will get a lot of backlash at it, but I don't think so. I think that um I don't even know we're not that famous. But like I no one's gonna say it, but you know, speak your truth, motherfuckers. If you don't feel something's right and like you don't believe in something, you have that freedom of speech. You have the Fifth Amendment. You have the right. Like, I teach these kids when they go to school and their dress codes are like, oh, we can't wear high socks. Well, motherfuckers, we live in the fucking, they grow up with high socks and Dickies. Like, now you can't go to school. What about their fucking education? It's like, speak your truth. Like, I speak what you feel. You will not be wronged for that. And if you're wronged for that, then that's not your issue. It's someone else's issue that has a problem with you. Like, it's their own issue within themselves. That's why they called it freedom of speech, to each their own. And I just speak up, people. I mean,
Speak up.
you won't get fed unless you, what's that term? What do they say? Starving mouths don't get fed. What do they say? We what is it?
I don't know.
Anyways, but yeah, so
I never heard that term. Feed the people and
no, it's not three hots in a cot. It's just starving mouths don't get fed or some stupid shit like that. Anyways, yeah.
did you want to talk about family?
I mean, we kind of did. Families suck, bro.
Did you want to talk about your situation recently?
It really has nothing to do with the topic. I think it should be a podcast separate from its own because it's a lot. It's in depth
Okay.
and there's a lot of weight to it. I really wanted to touch base on this stupidity that we're teaching our fucking generation right now, and
So at the end of the day, what do you feel about this that's upset you so much?
I feel that I don't like stigma. I hate it. I am the one that always goes against the grain. I am the one that disagrees. It upsets me the most that we're teaching kids history from I don't know, in 1992 Columbus 72, I don't know, Columbus sailed the ocean blue, and then Martin Luther King, and we're teaching kids all of this, and then they're living in a world of black and white, like what? And there's no such thing. It's like why we're it upsets me because our kids are being so corrupted. And it's just fucked off. It's fucked off. I'm not fucking a cracker. I'm not fucking white. I'm peaches and cream. I'm whatever. And in African Americans, they're brown. And even African, check it out. There's albinos out there. Okay. And I'm just saying that, like, Keith, actually, my neighbor says, oh, why are all sperm fucking white? You know what I mean? It's just like, come on, people. We're all like together as one. We're all the same. And it upsets me because two fucking African Americans think it's cool to do that shit. It's not cool. It's absolutely not cool, and that's upsets me. And a woman
But
that's Jewish and African American, Jewish from the Holocaust, she basically disrespected her culture, hands down, and I don't respect that shit. I just don't.
that's the what we all have to understand is that's the that's the you're gonna have when you live in a free country, you're gonna have the highs and lows and the goods and the bads, and you have
There's no
to.
good or bad, bro. It's like, who wants to be better than? No one's fucking better than me. I'm not better than anybody. Stop making it such a fucking divide, right? Why don't we focus on coming together? Do you know how much
Well,
better our world would be, like where we live? Yeah.
that's
Divided.
they make money off the division though.
I'm dividing. I'm
That's the
cutting it.
purpose. That's why they do it.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's not cool. And I don't appreciate it. And I will always speak my truth 100. And I will suck a dick if I. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know why that came out of my mouth, but I just don't. I don't really enjoy arrogant people like that, and they don't look at the whole big picture of what they're doing and affecting someone's life that has a
Because
mental
people
condition.
people will do anything for money.
Yeah, they will. I mean, I've
Sell
been
their
there.
souls. They'll sell their souls.
They'll even suck a dick. But yeah, I've been there. I got you 100. So yeah, congratulations again, you motherfuckers, for rising the fuck above and making it through another day. It is motherfucking Sunday fun day now. It's Sunday fun day. So have some
Sunday.
fun. And remember, at the end of the motherfucking day, you aren't a cracker. You aren't a fucking black person. You're not fucking white. You're just I don't know. You're the most important person at the end of the motherfucking day. So rise the fuck above, stay hydrated, and I don't know, eat some pussy or suck a dick. I don't know. Or do both. Scissor fucking whatever your pronoun is, have some fun today. And much love, Brian. Thank you. And do you have anything to say right now? No?
Thank you again for joining the most incredible host on the planet who likes to play with her nose, Untethered Muse.
Much love, you guys.
Only on YouTube.
See you motherfuckers later. Bye.